right, so we all know that there are many problems in our world that need to be dealt with, and I think one of the greatest of these is that 1/9 of the world's population is drinking water that looks like this. And the implications of that are that 3 million people are dying every year, and in addition to that, it also greatly hinders economic growth in third world countries. And another problem that our world is facing is that we're not taking care of our environment. And so every year, there are approximately 36 billion disposable bottles that end up in landfills. So in response to these issues, this summer I created a business called Overflow, and the idea is to sell reusable bottles to fund clean water projects. And so I knew in the beginning I wouldn't be able to manufacture my own bottles, so I did some research and I found a business that would sell me water bottles with my logo printed on them for $4.36 each. And so from there I started looking into different organizations that were working to provide people with clean water, and I eventually decided on one called Water Wells for Africa, based on the fact that they were incredibly efficient with the funds that they had, and that they did a remarkable job of maintaining the wells that they were digging. And so the next thing for me to do was to figure out how much I could charge for the bottle. And so I did some research on the price that some of the key players in the water bottle industry were charging, and I determined that the sweet spot was about $15. So taking the $15 minus the $4 donation and the $4.36 for production leaves me with $6.64 of profit. And so currently that money is just being used to remake the initial investment that I've made in the company. But as soon as I break even, I'll start using it to invest in advertising and helping that company grow. At this point, I'm not really looking to make much of a profit, but it's something that I want to be much more about providing people with clean water. And so the name of the company is Overflow, and that's really just been a beautiful reminder of why I'm doing this, and it's because I felt the greatness of the love that God has for me, and I want Him to use me to pour out that love on the rest of the world. And I think that this is a really good way of doing that.
All right. David's the first one. He's our guinea pig, all right? Now, the general rules are that we can all comment, we can ask questions, and it's a positive environment, right? So we each have 3 minutes to present. David's completed that. That's my alarm went off there prematurely. Sorry about that. But 3 minutes, you were perfect on time. And the idea is that we can each give just a few minutes of quick feedback. Right? And first, I want to say that I think you were very concise. Like, you did a great job in getting that message across and what your mission is. Perhaps some more detail on that revenue model and who your partner is and how they add value and do so demonstrably would be beneficial. And if anybody else has any comments or questions or applause or whatever, that's perfectly fine. No other questions?
How many have you sold?
50.
All right, there you go. All right.
That's a great question. It's always proof of concept. How many have you sold? Are you cash flowing?
Yeah, so I bought 100 of them. I've sold about half so far. So.
And where you sold?
I've sold them to friends and family. You might have seen my booth at the farmer's market. And then I just had a meeting yesterday with the just regional manager of Follett, which is the company that runs the bookstore on campus. And we should be able to get it on the shelf sometime this week.
What does the water bottle say on it?
It says, on average, every bottle purchased will provide one person with access to clean water for the next 20 years. And so that's based on the number that Water Wells for Africa has posted on their website. They say that the average cost of providing someone with clean water for 20 years is $4. And so that is the amount that's donated for each sale.
Is your water in your bottle dirty as a prop?
Yes, yeah. So that's just to demonstrate what water that 743 million people are drinking water that looks like that. I think it's something that's solvable, and I think it's something if you look at shoes, like Tom's is differentiated almost solely on the fact that each pair, solely, that each pair provides a pair of shoes for someone.
All right.
What is your vision? How many do you want to sell?
So,
And where is that bottle made?
the bottle is made in China. Just for now, I'd like to start manufacturing my own bottles. Right now I go through a promotional products company. But as soon as possible, I'd like to start manufacturing my own bottles. I think that would cut costs, and it also could be done in a way that's
Are your bottles BPA free?
All right, I think we need to move on. One more question.
I was just gonna ask, other than going to the GCU store, where else can we buy these?
You can buy them online, overflowbottles.com. And there's also some information about the water prices. And then I'll be at the farmer's market every month.
Did you get on the fall festival booth?
I haven't contacted yet.
All right.
Hi, I'm Sierra Schmo, and I am from Phoenix, Arizona. I am presenting to you today 516 corporate events. It's based off, the name is based off of 1 Thessalonians 5:16, which is rejoice always. And it is an events company, which is why I named it that, because events are usually like rejoicing and celebrating something, but it's not just any like event planner. It's actually, I plan corporate events, and it has an emphasis in corporate social responsibility. So also, I can travel anywhere. If you're in Maine, I will come up there and plan your event. If you're in Hawaii, I'll go there and plan your event. New York City, I'll come there. So I come to you, so I can plan any corporate event in the U.S. And honestly, I've already done a couple events, so right now I'm just looking for someone to come alongside me and invest in my company to make it successful.
Okay, all right. A few comments, perhaps. You might want to think about the revenue model that you have and communicating that, and what would make your proposition unique and cost-effective. And how would you be able to do that compared to the competition?
Honestly, I do, like the events I've done so far, the first couple I didn't get paid for, but this coming one I will be getting paid for, and so much, I think, I haven't completely figured it out yet because I've just been presented at the event, but it's going to be like 50% goes to the costs of the event, 20% will go to like me, and that will be the revenue or like the profit, and then 30% will go towards the social responsibility cause that they support.
And would that make you competitive in the marketplace?
I believe so, yes, because there's not very many event planners that plan events that has an emphasis in social responsibility.
So on that point with social responsibility, it seems like you're trying to form a social enterprise. My suggestion to you is when you talk about social responsibility, is to provide maybe like one or two examples, such as this or that. I think that will help kind of share your story. People will get attracted to that if you have a story that you're able to kind of just have your audience or your investors kind of follow.
Okay.
Questions, comments?
So the social responsibility thing, the first thing that just popped up in my head is rather than saying you're going to donate a percentage to a social cause or something, I mean, if you thought about like saying a percentage is going to go toward you doing the event for an orphanage or, for where you're using your services in that, it just seems like since it's a service, that human aspect, it funds you doing that as opposed to them just donating that 20% in cash somewhere. I don't know if you thought about that, but.
Okay.
So you've not yet done an event, paid event.
Correct.
And said you're looking for, are you looking for partner to do this with, or you were part of your pitch, it made it sound like you're looking for someone to join you?
I am, yeah. I'm looking for more like someone who can provide a little financial help up until I get it started, like full force, because like for an event you have overhead costs, you have down payments on caterers, down payments on photographers, venue. And so I'm looking for someone to provide financial help until I get, a couple paid events under and have a profit come in.
So what is your area of expertise? Is it the relationship? Is it the details of scheduling some kind of social event, or both?
I think it's both. I have, like the one coming up, I'm doing pretty much all of the planning. I'm getting the venue together, I'm scheduling everything, and I'm meeting with people to get, to get the venue scheduled and everything.
Have you considered with, type of corporate event, doing fundraising events and actually, trying to work with either B Corps or profit organizations?
I have thought of that, yes.
Okay. And on that same note is that, when you're looking at this social responsibility or social enterprise aspect of it, is there some type of, do you want to do the whole thing, or have you considered maybe providing some just consulting and teaching them how to go ahead and do the event?
I'd like to plan the whole event. I'm more like the planning, the doing, yeah. But if someone came to me and asked if I would consult for them, then I would consider it.
Last question, do you have a specific segment that you're going after? Are you going after all corporate, regardless of if they're nonprofit or for-profit, or there's a specific type of corporate?
It would be any corporate, because while my emphasis is in social responsibility, I would plan any corporate event also. So if they ask me to plan like a business meeting or an all-employee meeting, I would do that as well.
I'd just add, maybe one more suggestion might be to include a technology component. A lot of event planning now is getting the word out through social media and then organizing those participants to come to the event. And if you could capture that or control that through some application that you design, for example, you could sell yourself as a person who brings people to the event, and then maybe your revenue model could shift more toward taking a percentage of the attendees and their fees, where you're part of the group that generates the revenue rather than being a direct cost. Might be something to consider. Okay, let's give Sarah.
Good evening, guys, and thanks for being here. Actually, I'm presenting our company, DareDog. DareDog is a new social website containing a lot of exciting services in it. So, DareDog is the combination of three things. First is Dare, Play, and Socialize. So Dare is like full of excitement. You can go and create your own dares and send it over to your friends, and if your friend accepts it, then the beautiful presentation on the Dare wall will be right there. That presents that you dared your friend, and there's some specific timeline you have to do that dare. And then whoever will win the dare contains the points on the dare bar. So this is the part of dare. And then the second part is the play, which is the core functionality of our website. The core competence of the DareDog is to combine the social website with the live sports. So how we did that, when you will make your account, DareDog will ask you that what is your favorite sports, your favorite teams. So just an example, if your favorite team is Red Sox, right? And my favorite team is White Sox, and we both are friends on DareDog, and both teams are playing against each other, then you and I will be notified that your team is playing against my team. Do you want to challenge Umar? Do you want to dare him? And you say, okay, I'll do that. I'm confident of my team. So when you will do that, I accepted the challenge, beautiful presentation on the dare wall with live scores on it, and whoever will win, website will automatically update the information and you will get the points on the dare bars. So the second part of the play is the university pages. That is pretty interesting. I'm so excited about it. If GCU is making a page on DareDog, right? So it will be given 8 bars to GCU, and they will specifically assign each bar to their one team, like one for baseball, one for basketball, and other side ASU is doing the same thing. So if ASU is coming to play in GCU, then what they can do is they can challenge GCU, and whoever will win will remain remain on the 100%, and whoever will lose the 10% of the bar. So like, the more excitement will be there in between the students who are supporting their universities. And the third is very important, the anonymous challenges. Like what we came up with this idea, and we are working on it. Like, the World Cup just passed by, the 2013 Football World Cup, I think 14. So anonymous challenges, like we all are living in the United States, so if we are on Dare Dog, we will be presenting US in the soccer football. So soccer sports. So if USA team is playing against Brazilian team, then we will be opening our panels for the anonymous challenge from the people from Brazil. You will be suggested Brazilians to challenge while sitting in US, and we will be opening panels on the other side. And they also can challenge the people who are living in the United States, that in quarterfinal, semifinal, USA will. USA will win, they will say that Brazil will win. So the more excitement will create in the specific segmentation of the market, the sports fans and the sports freaks nowadays. And then you can socialize as well. We have family tree, you can share your photos and pictures and everything on that. So this is what Dare Dog is about, and we are on beta testing right now. So that's it.
Okay. Questions, comments?
So amidst these challenges, you can either win or lose points on your dare bar.
Yeah.
So if I have a lot of points, what do I use it for? What can I spend the points on?
You cannot spend the points on it. It's the levels actually, the dare levels, right? So first of all, it's really, you have to get along with a lot of dares to be the certain level, to the level 15, right? So, but once you get the points, then you will remain on the level 15. And if you don't do the minimum dares a month, then you might lose the dare points on the dare bar. So you cannot use it, but we will be introducing the dare credits soon on the website. So we will be giving you the 50 credits. You can use it to any challenge, any dare, and once you finish it, then you can just purchase more credits from there on. Does that answer your question?
It does, and I would look at, maybe a suggestion would be, aside from the notoriety and the esteem of I have the most dare points, but eventually,
Exactly.
if your team is the Red Sox, White Sox, in your example, then if your team beat the other team, you got more points, maybe to chastise the other team, the other pitching, or whatever it was, but using some of your points to in a good-natured way rid the other somebody who ascribes.
That's actually the nice idea. I'm gonna consider it because trust me, if someone don't want to just purchase a credit, they can use their points. So if they just lose the match, they will lose the points, and if they win the match, they will get the points. That's a nice addition. Thank you so much.
And on that note too, I mean, I think one of the things that you can leverage when you're daring someone is kind of, I don't want to create that you're going to start betting, but that you actually challenge them for a certain amount of points, where if you win, those points are going to be transferred from them to yours. So obviously they want to go ahead and make sure that they keep that. So the one thing that I'm just concerned, you say is dare and play socialize. It's just specifically just sports.
Specifically with sports.
All right. I would recommend that maybe trying to look at your brand or how you're presenting your brand. Unless you were to talk about it, I would not think that it's sport driven. So just something to consider.
All right. Thank you so much. Anything else?
When do we sign up, like, for the website? You said it was beta testing.
Yeah, so beta testing, you can sign up on the 1st of next month. Yeah, 1st of November, we will be opening the Dare Dog for the users.
Awesome, it's exciting.
Anything else, guys? Yeah?
How is this website gonna make money?
Okay, so we will be making money from two things. First is by advertising on the website, and other one is the dare credits. Yeah. So anything else? Yes.
What's the investment going to go towards?
Sorry?
What's the investment going to go towards?
What's the investment is gonna go
What
to?
the investment, because you're looking for an investment.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so with you getting an investment, what are you going to use that money for?
Okay, we will be using that money to make an app and to hire some professional developers and to set up, to launch the Dare Dog out of the Arizona state to all over the US and then the globally. So that's how we are gonna be using that money.
Just on a side note, I can't help but think that this is a potential gambling platform. and that there is huge revenue in that platform, and whether it's the points that you get that you could somehow convert into things, Bitcoin or who knows what, to purchase things. I don't know. Are there thoughts about that? Have you looked into regulatory limitations about doing something like that?
No, actually, we are not getting our websites into the gambling thing unless we just put some money in it, right? So we are not putting the money, it's all about the points and something. Like you can just play different games and all the online games, they do the same stuff. So we are just on that part. We're not going to the betting section, totally.
But don't you think that when one person dares the other person, essentially it's a virtual bet?
It might,
And that your credit points could in fact be converted to currencies?
Not now, maybe later in the future.
Because when one person wins the dare, the other person loses the points, right?
Yes, exactly.
And they go to
Yeah,
the
exactly. It works like that, but like we are not offering a betting in regards of money. So you're just using the points, absolutely. Well
But
said.
that might be a great market driver if you clandestinely promoted that.
Yes.
So Nish? I have a question about the dare. So the dare is limited to just my team beats your team or your team beats my team, or is
No,
there more of
it's-
like a fantasy type aspect
it's a-
where you can pick, I think that this player and this player are going to be better than those two
It's a
players?
very, very, very good question. Theirs are like, I have just 3 minutes to present. That's why I was very much concise. But there is something if some students are studying in high school, right? So they can right away link their team and just send a dare to their friends, and they will give their name and they can play a match, and whoever will win get the points. So it has different aspects, and you can dare in certain celebrities as well. So with the help of Colangelo now, as it's a Colangelo College of Business, he's a very well-renowned sports celebrity. But we are thinking to get some sports celebrities on the website. So when you will just dare or challenge them, so your name will be with their name right away on the dare wall. So that how exciting that would be, because they were not going to accept each and everyone's challenge. If they have like 1 million fans, they will be accepting like 5 people or 10 people, but it will be good enough to capture a market. It will attract the market for us because they know if they challenge and if someone accepts it, and especially the girls, they are more into the sports celebrities. So it's a very vast kind of thing. Please.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like you want to capitalize on bragging rights and who's doing all that. Consider the regulatory external factor. Going back to what Tim was alluding to, and just future state, what could that prevent you? You don't want to get too far and then hit a wall and then not get about right now. So.
Actually, that's right now it's too early to say that, but we don't have any plans to go to that side because it has a lot of legal legitimacy to get into the first phase. So first we have to concern a lawyer what he says about it, right? But that's why we are just not involving the money. So as far as you're not involving the money, you are not offering a bet. That's the simple phenomenon, which is my research, which I did, right? So, yeah.
Okay, let's give them a big applause. Nice shirts, by the way.
Oh, thank you so much.
All made.
I have a question.
You're right.
Why do you think that celebrities, because already there is Facebook and other social networking sites, and celebrities, they don't have much time. So how do you think and why do you think that they will be participating, they will be accepting the challenges of their fans?
Okay, that's a very nice question. Celebrities, they love their fans, right? They want more, they want to get themselves renowned in the market, right? So they know if they do that, they will be increasing their fan following, right? If they are accepting, if some celebrity is accepting just 10 dares or 10 challenges, and someone is replying to 20 or 25, then he knows that he will be more following on the website. So they can increase their PR while being there on their own.
I think another point I would like to add, like if a celebrity is going to promote something and his new movie or anything, something like this, or TV series or something like this, then they might be interested in these stuffs. Because if a celebrity is going to promote his new movie or something like this, and he is going to dare to another celebrity, then there is a more chance that the second celebrity is going to accept the dare. But I don't think this will work. Like fans And because there are millions of fans, and there will be like millions of dares every day. So I don't think they will particularly choose these fans, and they will accept the
It
fans.
is not particularly choosing. First of all, you're going to the little bit out of the market. You're not going to any other celebrities rather than these sports. So first, we are concise to the market. So once we get these sports celebrities, then we will think about it for the expansion that we're going to do.
Okay, Randy's got one more question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got maybe because I'm the oldest guy in the room. In your initial pitch, I'm not sure I got it. So maybe maybe now I'm getting a little better, but I'm still like, okay, so there's levels. When I think of a dare, if my team's playing your team, let's say fantasy football, right? We got fantasy football league going, and we're playing each other this week. So I'm gonna dare him that my team will beat him. Is that simple?
Yes.
And then when I think of a dare, I'm thinking that, he goes on the beers. I mean, or, well, now we're back to betting. And I'm still trying to separate the two. Or like, he's gotta wear a Packer jersey all week because the Vikings beat Green Bay. So, I guess I don't get it.
Okay, let me.
I'm sorry. But, so if you have 3 minutes, you've got to articulate, obviously you know it, and you have this vision.
Absolutely.
But without a visual,
Okay,
I'm the only one here, help me
yes.
out.
No, and I think you hit on it, and your question related to the same thing, because the problem is that the name doesn't correlate directly to the activity. And then there's multiple activities.
When I looked at your t-shirt before you presented Derek and play, I thought, I'm gonna dare you, and you better take a selfie, tell me that you got it, and when you take the selfie, I've proven that I've done it, and now get everyone to like it, and it kind of just creates some social media behind it. But as far as, you lost me when you said sports, I'm like, okay, hold on, is it gambling, not gambling? So that's why I thought it was
Okay, so
not clear.
you got it right, because you can create your own beer as well. That is up to you. If you want to just tell me to drink these much beers, right, I have to prove it to you. I can do that. So it's something, in dares we have 3 minutes. It's a very detailed website. To be very frank, 3 minutes were not enough for me to present it. Because if you go by dare, then now dares you can personalize your dares, and dares from Dare Dog. So in dares from Dare Dog, we have given few dares to users so they could understand how it will work. Right? And then create a dare, you can create your own dare. And then there are like challenges on sports game.
Well, I dare you guys to make sure that you can just a little bit more clear and concise, and look at your brand. I mean, I am serious. Your logo needs to speak for itself. When you have about brand recognition and you look at the swoosh, you can only say that's Nike. You look at the bullseye, that's Target. I mean, if I did have dare and play, if you want to create a logo that when people say that's dare and play. All right.
It always Nike. If I just make one second. Okay, I have a.
Hang on a second, we're not gonna go there. What you can get buried in, because all entrepreneurs become personally vested in the effort they put in making a new idea. And it's tough to stand up here and be judged by your peers in so many different ways, and then to take advice and take suggestions that may be right or wrong, we don't know. But it's supposed to be an open forum where we do challenge ourselves, and that we do attempt to self-reflect and say, hopefully, I can learn from the debate and conversation that ensued so that I do not go out and ask for $100,000 and then blow that money. When I could have learned earlier, maybe there was a fundamental flaw that I should have shifted from the beginning. That's what this is all about. And with that, unless there's somebody else that didn't sign up that would like to go for it real quick and try to make a pitch, I think we're pretty much finished here. Any questions or comments about how the thing is organized, how you think we should be doing GCU Shark Tank? Yes?
How many are we gonna do?
Today?
Well, I mean, saying like, are we gonna do like once a month?
Once a month is the plan. So it'll be every third Thursday of the month is the idea. So the next one will be what, November 20th, I think.
And you said we're expanding in-house at GCU as well.
We certainly can. It's the GCU community, right? And so sometimes we'll have parents of students that may have enterprises that they'd like to share. Absolutely, they're more than welcome to come. We saw that with Wisdonomics in our first meeting, and there's several other examples of parents who have companies that I think they're more than welcome to. Unless there's an objection or a reason reason why we shouldn't. I think we should have an open forum as much as possible. Yeah, agree? Good question, yes.
If we listen to the advice and change our pitch to fit with like all the comments and everything, are we allowed to like repitch our idea?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Great statement, great question. That absolutely, the idea is that we are honing each of our concepts so that we get it nailed down where it is a full comprehensive sales pitch in 3 minutes flat. Because as much or as complicated as your ideas may be, it has to be simplified. Many businesses die because they're too fragmented, not focused enough on what that core market opportunity is, and so they just fragment their efforts and don't ever concentrate on what needs to be done. So this is a chance to do that and then come back and pitch again, absolutely. So we'll see you next time, right?
Yes.
Who are we pitching the ideas to? Is it just people up front?
Well, we're calling. None of these things.
Gesture.
You know, we were down at the subway down the street, he just told it.
At this point, it is us. Given that I think that you guys really have some good things going on, I have many friends that are angel investors that I would like who do this essentially as for their living. And we can bring skilled participants here. At this point, it's an open forum, and it should be, where we get feedback from the group and then from the entire university, hopefully, as you're out there pitching your idea. Is that cool? Oh, that's it there, yeah?
Well, I just want to quickly say, I've got some ideas. I think this is awesome. Totally respect you guys who stood up and made your pitches. This is what we want Grand Canyon University to be all about, is the College of Business, Colangelo College of Business is supporting this GCU-wide effort to bring entrepreneurism to our university. And someday we want to judge ourselves by how many companies were started like this, so we can look back and remember, oh, remember those Dare Duck guys presented, and now they're on the cover of Entrepreneurial Magazine or something. So right now, I'm working with Mr. Colangelo's schedule, and we're penciling out when he's available, and we're going to pencil him in one of these. So will that be good enough?
No,
Mr. Colangelo?
I came in late and I was like,
No, it's all good. So
We didn't introduce ourselves.
this will be fun. So in a couple months, you're gonna have Mr. Colangelo sitting there, right? And so somebody like that, maybe like my generation, who doesn't quite understand your pitch, you have a great idea and you're passionate, but how can you articulate it and just cut to the basics? And through the course of the discussion, I saw the passion. I could see where it was going. So I'm just really excited to be part of this. I've got my own goofy idea I'm working on. I see some other people around the room that I know that are working on stuff. And
You should pitch next month.
I don't have a beta yet. Still working on the beta. But just great stuff. Spread the word to your classmates, friends, everybody to come here, participate, get involved. The Idea Club is rocking. A couple years again, we'll look back. We'll be in this awesome makerspace incubator, GCU, and we all started here. So
Absolutely.
yeah, thanks. What was your?
Yes, sir.
I think when it comes to pitching, depending how much time you have, is tell a story. Obviously you don't want to get, like a little Red Riding Hood kind of story, right? But, have you ever been in a position such as blank, right? Because in business, we're trying to provide a solution to a problem. A problem could be good, it could be bad, but we're essentially creating something, providing a product or service to fulfill a consumer's desires or a need, right? So if you kind of set the tone when you're actually pitching and said, have you ever been in a position such as this, or have you ever witnessed something like this, then you're going to get that person that state of mind to be able to not only listen, but able to understand your pitch and then go into and tell that story. Obviously, you're not going in there, hey, I need this amount of money, right? You're telling your story, why you are going to solve that problem and that solution, and I think that's going to be able to help you. What you want to get out of it is you don't want to get that check. You want to be able to get a follow-up meeting. You know what, I really like what you had to say. Can we meet again, right? That is what you really want to be able to get, and then from there build that relationship and then move on to possibly having someone invest.
And then our water guy started defining the problem number one, right?
Yep.
And that really helps.
Why?
That everybody relates to. If you can understand the problem, you are 90% of the way there to getting them into you solving that problem.
And I want to get another pitch, interns for entrepreneurs. It's what we're trying to do to get you all connected with people who are starting businesses right now in the Phoenix Valley. So we've got a relationship started with Seed Spot. We're going after Max 6. We're going after every Valley incubator to get you all paired. So if you have skills in marketing or digital graphics, we'll partner you for what, 10 hours, 20 hours, 50 hours with somebody who's got a startup who needs your help. And it could be paid or unpaid, but it doesn't matter. In the long run, you'll get that on your resume, and better, you could be employee number 3 of some company that goes big. That's what we want to help you with. So please get involved and sign up for these internship ideas.
Absolutely. And if anybody here needs to be on the IDEA webpage, are all of you signed up as members here?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody not signed up yet? Okay, yeah, you guys need to go to the IDEA webpage, sign up as members, so you get these things. All right, cool. Anything else? Then I think we're
Do
good.
you have a question? Yeah.
I was just gonna suggest, I know it's not easy with scheduling and everything, but maybe getting a room that's more open to discussion, like a lecture hall where you're speaking to a crowd, not really a classroom where you can't see people in the back.
Agreed. Great. Yeah, I think we'll start to get there. I wanted to do it close to my IDEA lab, right? So you can see the 3D printers.
As you go out.
Close enough. Great idea, yes, we'll do that. Anything else? Oh, then thank you all so much for being here.